This is Casey with Bass Pro Outdoors, and we're out here fishing some underwater points that stick out into the lake quite a ways. And there's a lot of weeds on them, but when you get out to the end, there's sporadic rock and pockets in those weeds. So we're using the Mega 360, the Mega Live, and we're pinpointing our casts on the specific rocks we see or the weed openings on the wheat flats. We're throwing that 1/2 ounce jig, plastic trailer chunk, 40-pound braid, 710 extra heavy rod. We're just gonna jump up here and start watching the graphs, the electronics, and just trying to put some fish in the boat, put a pattern together. Let's get out there and see if we can find some fish. There's a fish off the point. There's some rocks down there, but the weeds are kind of growing all around them. That's the first cast that actually hit right on the juice. Hopefully there's a school sitting there. No wind, so it's hard to use spot locker to keep the boat where you want it, because you set the hook, start fighting the fish, it drags you right over the top of everything. All the rocks and stuff are on the right side of the boat. And it's just a small point that sticks out, and we're just kind of going along here and fishing it out to the end. Right on those rocks. Saw them right over the side of the boat. Sitting in 10.5 feet of water. We're gonna work our way off of them so we don't spook the fish. Right over the top. Do you see that? 953, we're right over the top of some rocks. I dropped it down. Okay, we just got done fishing that first point, and I thought maybe it'd be loaded up, but we ended up, I think, with 3 bass off of it. So what we're gonna do is jump to the next one. Okay, we just got up to the second point. Same thing, there's weed clumps with some rocks on the end. There's not much wind, so we're gonna sneak up there with the Ultrex, make some long casts, and see if we can find some fish. Okay, there might be a couple marks up there, way up shallow. There. That's way out there. Gonna back us off there quick. That's a good sign. We're in 12 feet, and I cast up in about 5-6 feet. There's a few weed clumps, and that fish was right in there. We'll see if we can repeat that. Oh, that was a fish. There he is. Oh, yeah, there's a clump. I didn't know if it was a clump or a fish, but that's why you put your jig right on it, because if it's a fish, it's gonna hammer it just like that one did. That was 100% Mega Live. Just one small little blip on the bottom. It wasn't even moving. Okay, there's another one. I'm way past it, 50 feet. Oh man, some bluegill beds here. There. Again, cast out to the clump or the fish. Sometimes it's hard to tell when they're not active like this. They're just sitting there. They look like a clump of weeds. I mean, my jig fell right by it, didn't even move. But you put your bait where the fish is, and that's a perfect example. When they're not biting or in a good mood like now, if you're 5 feet away, you're not getting bit. This is hitting them basically right in the head. Quick look there. Still got a 1/2 ounce AT jig on. Trailer's beat up, but not much option but to keep casting it. Okay, there's a fish swimming towards us. I got him. Boy, look at that. I just re-rigged. I stood up. One look at the live. 1033. Put the jig right on him. Donk. Fishing's fun. Catching fish is awesome. Catching a ton of fish, more awesome. Right underneath the boat. All you need is a little clue. It doesn't matter if it's crystal clear or not. There I saw the blobs underneath the boat. Put the jig under there. Bam, another fish. 1040. I got a glimpse of them. There. All you need is a glimpse. A clue. A piece to the puzzle. You know, fishing and not using your graphs is like a 1,000-piece puzzle you're trying to put together. Using your electronics to the fullest, if you have them, it's like putting together a 10-piece puzzle. You can do it pretty quick. Okay, point number 2, started a hair slow. We found that patch of bluegill beds, some rock and weed clumps, and wow, it was full of bass, and we took advantage of it. The electronics was the name of the game on that spot. Now let's run to a third point. It's kind of similar, but we'll see what happens. And I think the key on this spot was that bedding colony of bluegills right there. When you look at that, a lot of those weed tufts on the back side, and then a couple of the bigger rocks past the bluegills, that gave those bass a great spot to hang around, to hide, to ambush their food there. Definitely a spot I'm gonna fish again because that has all the key ingredients. Oh, dang. Oh, cow. Hopefully I have time for one more. Fish under the boat. Right there. Right there. Oh, yes. 1154. Saw that on the live. Right underneath the boat. Electronics. Use them. Yes. Oh. This little edge is low. It drops right into 10 feet, right off the edge of the rushes. Trying to finish up our last 5 minutes here with some fish. Oh, right off the tip of the reeds. Right there is where the shallow rock is. 10 feet this direction, drops right into 10 feet of water. Oh, man. What do you even say? This jig bite is on fire right now. 1/2 ounce jig, plastic chunk. Okay, we had a wrap up there. It's noon. Couple hour beat down with jigs on points, 4 points. But that rock spline could be loaded right now. We're gonna have to try to find a way to get back here in the next day or 2 or 3 and see if we can continue on this pattern. As always, thanks so much for watching our content. If you like it, hit the subscribe button, the like button. Hopefully you can find something that'll help you the next time you're on the water. Until next time, this is Casey with Bass Pro Outdoors, and may your next trip result in some big fish.